Hi, I'm Pat Murphy, head football coach, Capital High School in Helena, Montana. This is the third video in a 3-video series. We're going to talk a little bit about the shotgun wing tee passing game. This video is going to focus mainly on pass plays from the tight end wing side. There's a lot of options you can do when you move your wing tee into the gun formation. You can spread the defense out, you get more wide receivers, it opens up your passing game. Thanks for watching. All right, the third video series here, we have the passing game, and we're going to talk about some of our higher percentage passes. And we make no bones about it, we are not a throwing team, we are a run team. We can't dedicate a lot of time to pass protections that some of the spread teams run. So we keep our pass protections really simple. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about primarily the plays we run to the tight end wing side. Traditionally, the tight end wing side in the wing tee offense is not the greatest passing game from that side. So we're going to, from the shotgun wing tee, it's pretty good. So we're going to talk more about plays to the tight end wing side. So first off, if you have a strong running game, it really limits the coverages you're going to see. We talked about this a little bit in the other two videos. You're going to see a lot of cover 3. You're going to see either the strong safety rolled up to the strong side or to the quick side, depending on if you're a jet sweep team to the quick side, or we like to run a lot of buck sweep to the strong. We'll get a safety rolled up there. So we see a lot of cover 3 and cover 4. So we don't see too much cover 2 unless it's a passing situation. So most of our routes are designed to beat cover 4 or cover 3. But the shotgun allows the quarterback to see the entire field a little bit better. I think high school kids are a little bit more comfortable sitting back there in the shotgun. They don't have to worry about their footwork as far as the drops. And one of the hardest things we had to teach was a 3-step drop. 1, 2, 3-step throw. If their footwork isn't down, the throw isn't very good. So from the shotgun, the footwork's a little bit better because they can just catch and throw. We'll talk a little bit about the differences between throwing your quick game from under center and from shotgun. So traditional wing tee sets have limited passing, especially on the tight end wing side. We're going to focus mainly on the passing plays in this video to the tight end wing side. There's tons of plays you can run to the 2 receiver side and shotgun wing tee. I'm sure you have lots of them, or you can get a spread coach, and we have lots of them, but we try to limit it. So we limit our pass protection so the O-line can get good at it. We tried big on big 5-man protection schemes. We'd love to be able to do that, but we have to dedicate so much time to the buck sweep. We just don't have time to do a lot of that stuff that a lot of the spread teams run. So we keep it simple. We run a slide protection, which is really like a down block for our offensive line. They're stepping down. We also run a sprint out package, and that's more like a reach block for our offensive linemen. So they know those techniques already. So if we can marry some of our pass protections to our run game, I think we're the head of the game there. Also, we'll have a waggle protection, and the waggle protection for us is really down blocking and pulling, which we do in the running game. So all our pass protections kind of simulate some of our run protections. Again, we are not a passing team, so our offensive linemen are built for pulling and trapping. They're a little bit smaller, so we tried making a drop back passing team and losing ground and stuff like that, but it just didn't work well with the kind of athletes we had on the offensive line, which is smaller, quicker guys. So this is why we teach these pass protections. So when you design your pass plays in the shotgun wing tee, you want a cover 3 and a cover 1 beaters, and you want cover 2 and cover 4 beaters. Plus also you want to have some play action big hitters, and we'll talk a little bit about all those. I can't stress enough to keep some of the protection simple. When you open up your offense for your wing tee offense, it's very tempted to just put a lot of great pass plays in that you see on NFL, but it's going to be hard to pass protect. So first protection we teach is the waggle protection. That's some of our play action pass protections. We're going to go over that in detail. Our slide protection is really down blocking. We call our protection, we'll either call it to the right or to the left. And it doesn't really matter. I've talked to many passing teams. Do you slide to play side or do you slide away from play side? It doesn't really matter. Particularly what we want to do is slide to the play side, but it doesn't matter. Our running backs are responsible on slide and sprint protection for away from the play. So if we want to slide right, we would call that rip. So we're going to step to the right, and our running backs know that they have back protection. So we got our fullback here, typically, or our halfback is right here. So now our halfback knows we are stepping to the right, so he's got to protect backside. Our fullback knows we are stepping to the right, so he has no pass responsibility, pass block responsibility. He is going out on a route. If we were to call it to the left, we'd call it Liz. We're blocking, we're sealing our inside gap, and again, it's like a down block. We are stepping down and we're trying to drive that guy back. Now, I know it's illegal if you drive him down the field, but if you can drive him down the field and you're getting penalties, you shouldn't be throwing the ball. You should be running the ball. So that's what we teach. We're stepping down hard and we're trying to drive that guy. Now, our rule is we are stepping down. If we are stepping to the left, the halfback knows he has not the backside. He's not on the backside, so he's typically running a pass route of some sort. Our fullback will then know we are stepping to the left. I have to protect the backside on the protection scheme. And this is the same thing we'll use on the sprint protection as well, the halfback and the fullback. So always attacking in our protections. We don't back up. Didn't work well when we tried to teach that, or we're not built for that. So the coaching point on these is to keep our shoulders square. We are down blocking. The only difference is we are not trying to cover the guy up like we did in a down block. We're stepping flat. Our other foot is stepping flat here, so we're more square to the line of scrimmage. And we're trying to protect that inside gap. So our body type is more like this. We're getting shoulder to shoulder. Now in our sprint protection, we're going to try to reach that outside guy. We're going to punch with the far hand to the sternum. The other one's getting into the shoulder, and we're trying to drive. And again, we're all stepping. It's like a reach block. Now, we like these protections because they're all sound against blitzes and stunts. When if you're doing the straight drop back stuff, you're open to a lot of line games, mixes and a lot of line stunts. So by slide protecting and sprint protecting, we're gap protecting. We're not affected by any of these. So another reason why we run that. Again, we get a lot of blitzing in our conference. All right, so in the waggle play, you don't have the fullback to run the flat route. So under center, this is typically what happens. Under center, you're going to have your fullback run the flat. You're faking and blocking. We're running some kind of drag route. We're going up the middle. We're running either a post corner or a fade or something like that. So we have to compensate that, and we have a rule: if you can't run the play under center the same way from under gun, we're not gonna change it up and confuse our kids. So we've had to change our play under center a little bit to marry up with our shotgun play. So we want our under center route and our gun route to be the same. All right, so here's our waggle from the gun, and I'll talk about our adjustment from under center. We like to run it out of this formation, and we'll talk about the protection here in a minute. So here's our waggle routes from the gun. We'll talk about the routes first, and then we'll talk a little bit about the pass protection. We like to run our waggle out of this formation because it gets linebacker out of the box, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we talk about the actual protection. So you can see we still have two guys in the flats. Instead of a fullback in the flats, we're going to take the tight end and put him into the flats. So his route is, he is coming down 2 steps like you're down blocking. So 2 steps just like you're down blocking on the buck sweep. Remember, this is a play off the buck sweep. I always think in Tubby Raymond, when he wrote his book, An Order of Football, that you have to have an order of football. You have to have a base play, you have to have a counter off that, and you have to have a play action off it. Well, this is our play action off our buck sweep. We talked about the crisscross reverse in the last video series. So we're stepping down 2 steps like you are down blocking. Then you're going to run a 5-yard drag route, and you're running it in front of the linebackers. So we have to get in front of the linebackers. What that will do is it's going to bring the linebackers up. All right, and then we're trying to find a hole. If there's a hole here, we're going to settle. If there's not a hole, we're going to keep running. All right, so he's finding a hole along after he crosses the box. You got to find a hole. So he could hitch up here or settle or just keep running. But he's not going to get deeper than 5, and the key coaching point is he's going in front of the linebackers. If they're bumping him along the way, that's fine. It's just going to open up our chair route. Our wing has our chair route, and again, we'll put fullbacks in here, we'll put other tight ends, we'll have wide receivers into this wing spot. So a chair route, we're angling to 7 yards. So he's angling down like he's going to run the buck sweep, down blocking on a buck sweep. He's getting to 7 yards, and then he's going to take 3 hard steps up if this safety is sitting over the top of him. What that does is the safety is angling down with him. When he turns it up, the safety has to turn it up. That's when you get that separation. So we're angling down. We're taking 3 hard steps to get this rover or the safety to back off a little bit, and then we're cutting it straight across. Key is don't drift on this one. 3 steps or whenever your feet are in position. Now, if this safety is maybe over the top right here, and we're just going to run something like this. We'll just come and round it across. We don't have to take that 3 steps on our chair route. All right, that's just to get the separation if we have a man coverage or if the safety's sitting over him. All right, so we like to run the post wheel off this, and this is our first. The quarterback's going to sneak a peek at this first. So we like to go 8 yards and get skinny. What he is trying to do, he's trying to draw the corner and the free safety. We got to keep the free safety's eyes off the tight end. We don't want that free safety jumping this or the chair or just sitting there. He's got to honor the post route or we're going to hit it. All right, we're going to run the wheel, and the key to this is he's going to run at the X receiver. We call this our X. He's going to run at his toes or where his toes were, and then he's running right up the sideline. So typically what we better get is this and this, or we're going to hit one. So oftentimes what we'll get is we'll get free safety to roll up into man coverage. You've seen that a lot when we talked about the buck sweep and the bubble screen in our other video series. This is a good man beater. So if we got man coverage, this is a tough route to fight through. We'll take a shot if we got man coverage. So if the quarterback sees this up close, when we're running our waggle, we're going to take a shot at this post wheel combination. All right, but typically we want to hit 1 to 2. So pre-snap read, if you got some kind of man or something open, we're going to take a sneak peek at this as we are disengaging. Otherwise, we're going to our read progression, 1 and 2. Now, quarterback, we'll talk about his footwork a little later, but it's really important to near foot, just like we did in the last video. He's going to shuffle 2 steps. He's going to open, and he's going to get up and around. Now, we used to reverse out. It kind of freaked our quarterbacks a little bit. We'll talk about that when we get to the video part of this. So those are our steps. And again, a lot of teams run a post corner to occupy the corner and the free safety. Now we have 2 receivers out here. We're not going to run a post corner. This acts like a post corner, except we got a post and we got something out here. We got to have somebody into the flats. We got to have somebody over the top. Now, if we're under center, the only difference what we're going to do is the fullback's not going out on a route. He's helping, protecting, filling for the pulling guard. We'll talk a little bit about that later. All right, so here's our protection. We really like this protection. We got this from Clemson a few years ago. It's very solid. It's real similar to a traditional waggle protection from traditional wing teams. We like it a little bit better. It's a little safer. So first off, center, your rule is you're going to fill back for the pulling guard on all even defenses. If you got a nose, head up nose, you got to block the nose on all odds. So in this particular defense we see a lot of, we got to fill back. All right, the strong guard, he's going to pull flat and fast, looking to trap the blitzing linebacker. So just like we're trapping, it's flat and fast. And we are getting a little bit of depth, and his eyes are on this linebacker right in here. So if that linebacker blitzes, we got to pick him up. If not, we're coming outside and we're sealing the edge. If there's no blitz, then we got to get a little bit depth, so it's flat and fast, 1, 2. If we're blitzing, we're kicking that guy out. We're going to hit him hard, give him a headache. Otherwise, we're going to get a little depth on our third step, and we're going to help seal the C gap. Or we're going to help with this block right here. Now, if we got a 3 and a 5 technique, what we're going to do is we're going to block down, and we're going to pull and log. So we get this outside. And this is typically what a wing T team will do. Our strong tackle, we call this a B gap pick. We're going to step to the B gap regardless if we have a 5 technique or not. We're stepping outside flat. This guy's coming. We're going to have to pick him up. All right, so if nothing's coming, we're stepping and then we're wheeling. So we call that a B gap pick. Step to the B gap to help with the 3 technique if we have one, or a blitz from the mic. If there's no threat, then we're going to hinge back and we're going to make a wall with the halfback. All right, so the halfback's coming through, he's getting a fake, and then we're setting up a little wall here. All right, so back to our, here's a little bit different defense that we see. Our rule for our quick guard is down or pull. If you got any threats to your inside gap, we are going to block down. If there's no threat, we are pulling. Just like on that last defense, there was no threat. We had a 3 technique. We'll pull, we'll block down, and we're going to log. So the quick tackle, if there's no 3 technique, then he's going to reach to 5. This is where it's a little bit different from the traditional scheme. We had problems with this guy running upfield sometimes, blowing up our play. So we wanted to prevent this guy from blowing up the play rather than trying to guess and running the waggle shovel pass off him. So we're going to try to reach this 5 technique. If he's head up, we got to expect a slant. But we can't let him get upfield. If he's head up, he's got him. So his rule, if there's a 5 technique, he's blocking down. Otherwise, you got the 5 or the head up technique. All right, center. Again, he's going to fill back for the pulling guard. We're going to need a little help on that 3 technique. It's a long way. So we got the B gap pick. We're pulling flat and fast. We're looking for any kind of blitz coming through. If there's a blitz, we're picking it up right there. If no blitz, on our 3rd step, we're bellying out. We're either going to help seal the edge with the quick tackle, or we're leading the charge there. Halfback, you got to make a good fake. It is your responsibility to get the mesh with the quarterback. So you're going to get the mesh, rolling over the ball. The quarterback's going to hold the ball out, and he's going to be looking downfield for his reads. He's holding the ball out, and he's looking at this combination right here. Do I have the post wheel route? All right, he's going to shuffle. We call that near foot. He's stepping, and then he's opening up and booting out. All right, so here's the waggle versus 3 technique. Quarterback's got a pre-snap read the post wheel. He's going to sneak a peek at the mesh. It's the halfback's responsibility for this mesh. So not the quarterback's. He's got other things to worry about. The halfback's going to get the ball, set up a little wall here. See what it looks like. Let's take a look at the halfback first. Okay, pretty good mesh, good position. After he makes that fake, he's going to come up and set up right next to the strong tackle. Okay, we want him a little bit tighter, but we didn't have a good angle right there on the mesh. Okay, so if he makes a good fake, he blocks him with his fake. Anything outside. So the strong tackle and the halfback are responsible for anything outside that tackle's gaps. From the C gap to the D gap on out is their responsibility. All right, so we'll take a look at the strong tackle here. He's going to step down, B gap pick. Okay, you see him stepping. And now he's going to pick up his 5 technique. There was no threat. I don't know if he gave a very good step there. All right, quarterback's read right here. He should be noticing, we got a free safety here. We got nothing over there. We've been running a lot of buck sweep. We got the safety to roll over here on the fake. And right away, off that mesh, he's going to know I'm going to go hit the post wheel combination. So we're opening up. We don't get a good look at it, but he opens up. In this case, not a very athletic quarterback, so he decides to set up. That's fine. You can either set up. We have athletic quarterbacks that like to throw on the run. We have quarterbacks that like to push the line of scrimmage. If you're throwing on the run, the coaching point is your shoulders got to be pointing downfield when you throw it. You can't be running towards the sideline and throw the ball. So it really depends on what quarterbacks feel comfortable with. This one felt a little bit more comfortable of half rolling. Okay, so we got a 3 technique, so we're down blocking and we're logging the edge. The quick guard, 2 flat and fast on the 3rd step. We're looking, see him eyeing the linebacker. If he's coming, we got to pick him up. Otherwise, we're going to get some depth and we're going to get outside. Take a look at the tight end's route. Tight end's going to come down like he's blocking. Again, about 5 yards, get in front of the linebackers. That's a pretty good route. Real quick, the chair route. This is a pretty good chair route. He's working to 7. He's going to take 1 step up, or 3 steps up rather, and then drift across. He's going to find an opening. This particular route, the safety jumps the buck sweep, and we get an easy one. All right, this is a waggle versus a 4-3. We're going to hit the chair route on this one. Again, we like it out of this formation because one of the problems with the waggle protection and the wing T is this A-B run through on that quick side. That'll blow it up. It'll get right in your quarterback's face, and you got a fumble or you got some sack. All right, so real quick, let's take a look at the protection. We got a 4-3, so the guard is going to step down to his inside. We're going to block on the 5 technique. Now, we should be attacking a little bit more. This guy should be attacking a little more. This is pretty good. We're getting flat and fast. We should be looking. You can see his helmet is looking towards that outside linebacker. He's not coming, so then we're going to get a little depth. We're going to seal the outside. All right, seal the outside. And here's our chair route. All right, so the tight end, we're bringing some kind of blitz. Tight end doesn't get quite across there, but do not drift. He can't drift. If he starts drifting, he gets into the chair route. Now on this chair route, notice there's not a safety over the top of him. So now he does not need to do that 3 steps and over. But we do need good spacing. So we still need to get to 7 to 10 yards. We want this. We want him about 5 yards, and he should be about at least 5 yards behind him. This is pretty good spacing right here. These guys got to pick up the tight end. If they do, we get the chair route open. Here's a quarterback that likes to attack the line of scrimmage. A little more athletic. He likes to get outside, throw it on the run. All right, here's a waggle versus a 3 technique. So we're going to hit the tight end on this one. Common mistake is a poor route by the wing. We didn't get very good spacing on this. This is a different technique we used 2-3 years ago. We reversed out. It's a lot better fakes if you do it this way, but it freaked out a lot of our quarterbacks. They don't like turning their back to the line of scrimmage, especially if we get that A-B run through, but it helps out a lot if you get that pulling guard to check for that block. All right, so we got a 3 technique, so we're going to down and we're going to pull. And we probably want him attacking a little bit more. He's a little bit too deep in the backfield. That's going to cause this guy to widen out a little bit more than we'd like to.